Okay, one moment. Okay. Okay, you're live in YouTube. Hello, YouTube. My name is Karina. Today, my host and this immersion. Today, we talk about technology and learn. And the TNT is a platform that you can talk in English, that can talk in English, Spanish, Germany, and French. Yes. And yes, so if you want to study to have English class, you can access the website at tnt.com.br because we have online materials. But today we have immersion. Is a session that we only talk in English with. Today is tech talks, but a lot of subjects that we can talk every Friday 9 a.m. So I think that's it. I think it's a great community that you can to join us to practice English, to learn English. I'm not teacher, I'm a student. So yes, but I'm not teaching nothing, but I think that all the people will learn a lot. We can share experience and the knowledge. Okay, guys. Okay, Jefferson. Okay. I think Jefferson. Hi, Jefferson. Morning.
Hi, morning. Long time no see you. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Yes, a long time ago.
You cutting age now. You're update about tech, catching up.
Oh, nice, nice. I have to see you again.
Welcome
Nayara.
aboard.
Nayara. Let me see. Hi, Nayara. Morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, hi, good morning.
Morning, morning. So you was introduced. Jefferson, can you introduce yourself for the guys?
Yes, of course. Good morning, guys. I'm Jefferson. I live in Goiânia, Goiás, the most beautiful city of Brazil because I live here. And today is Friday. I am economist, professor of Catholic University of Goiás. It's a pleasure to be here to talk about tech, high tech.
Nice, thank you. And Nayara.
I am Nayara. I am 30 years old. I live in Joinville, Santa Catarina. I am married. I live with my husband and my 2 dogs. And I graduated in administration. I am financial analyst. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, nice. Thank you. So guys, Jefferson, Nayara, can you see the questions in the chat? No? Okay, I share again. One moment. And now?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So, okay, the first question is, can you introduce yourself first? We did it. So, let's start it. Jefferson, can you start reading the second question?
Okay, what are the benefits of using mobile device in learning process? Well, that's a very good question. I think the first one, it's accessibility. you think about mobile, it can provide for us as a professional, as for economists. It's an easy way to access educational
Yeah.
research in any time, anywhere, the way you want. Very allow flexibility for all of us. It's a good way, it's a convenience to learn, opportunities to know about a lot of things, especially
Yeah.
today with these new platforms like ChatGPT, Bing, and so
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, yeah, accessibility is good. Yeah, it's so easy because you can stay in anywhere and here in another country, but you can continue you can continue your studies. It's so good when we have mobile devices. It's easy. It's not big, as it's small, and you can put it in a pocket, and it's so nice. Yes, mobile devices is a accessibility. Yes, I agree for you, Rafaela. What do you think
So,
about?
I am graduating in architecture, like building. How can I say prédios?
Building, build.
Building. And not architecture for softwares. So let me correct some point. I think don't make me. I think I don't was clear. I am study tech, but I am study about product,
Oh,
not
okay.
developer.
Oh,
But
yes.
it's a mix. It's a mix.
Yeah.
But I am graduating architecture for building beauties, and I am doing my last final paper. And my final paper is about education. It's about how the buildings can adapt to a new law that our country is discussing about reforma do ensino médio. And in my final paper, I am talking a lot about mobile technology to the classes, alunos, not
Students.
the students learn about the things they want to learn and using the mobile to create, because we live in a create economy, and the schools don't use this potential, and I am talking about it.
Oh, nice. Yes, definitely. Is a good point. Congratulations for your final paper. And about you, Vito?
Well, I agree with Jefferson. I think the accessibility is the best things in mobile devices, because when I was studying for tourism, and I graduated in tourism first, and I work an hour distance from my house, and as the bus, I used to watch the classes through the mobile devices. And when I was starting to develop some softwares, I used to write some pieces of code in the mobile devices, because we have some apps that we can test and send to email and send to other, like GitHub and everything else. So it's very nice for learning, and I agree with Jefferson.
Yeah. Thanks for contribution. Paulo, what about you?
I agree with what just had been said, and I have hungry of learning. I love study. So when I cannot be in front of my computer studying all the time that I can, I have something in my cell phone, uh, an ebook or a course, uh, anything that I can learn something.
Yes, you can do a lot of things because I believe that the learning process, you can listen podcasts, you can listen a class, YouTube class, you can I think that you can yes, we can
And access
watch in
Talk
a
Talk.
class. Yes, TalkTalk, you can access TalkTalk, by device is a learning process. Yes, is internet mobile device. I think the mobile because I was at the time that that the internet is not so fast and don't have a smartphone. Is that life changing? Change everything, we have a life before the smart device and we have another life after mobile device. So fast, so easy, all the things. Yes, so nice. Our life is more easy in the process. I believe in that. Yes.
Yeah, and you can extract new information to increase yourself from anything.
Yeah.
So have one small thing at your hand, giving access to anything. It's a really good point to learn anything that you want, uh, in any place that you be.
Thank you, Nayara.
I'm sorry, it's about the question number 2.
Yeah, let's continue.
Okay. My phone, it's everything to me. I can't imagine in my life without my cell phone. Yeah, I think it's because my life it is inside my cell phone, my studies, my documents, my photos, all my
Yeah.
date. And yeah, I agreed with you. I think cell phone, notebook, and laptop, and these things has made your lives easier. And in relation to learn, I improve my English a lot because I have cell phone. If I don't know how to, when I don't know how to speak some word, I look it on Google Translator, so it's
Me
easier to
too.
do this thing. And I study on websites that have free information. Yeah, and I remember in the old days when we didn't know our word, and we had to look in the dictionary and keep looking between the pages. It
Yeah.
is it's very boring do this. So yeah, I think technology, it's everything for us. It's comfortable, and yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't have
Very.
nothing to complain about technology because I use this technology for good things, and I used to study and learn things all the day and take tips for my English, for example. So for me, it's perfect.
Nice. Thank you. So let's move on to the the third questions. Viola, can you start read the
Yes.
question 3?
What are the socorro?
No problem. No problem.
What are the challenges faced in implementing educational technologies in classrooms?
What do you think about?
Okay, so in classrooms, it's about schools or every classroom?
In the schools, in class. Yeah.
Because I think in educational market are in a basic education there exist limits or boundaries that don't exist in another types of education, like one graduation or courses for adult people. Because in the school, like I said in my last paper, the students are facing two gaps in Brazil and in developing countries too. Two gaps because one gap is the fact about the high school to youth people don't prepare anymore for the real world. The exists this gap, and exists another gap. This gap is about the majority of students in Brazil or some developing countries is because the majority of the students don't have the basics. So it's a huge challenge because two gaps, and anyone get solve this problem, and I don't know, it's like a bola de neve. It's a big
Yes,
problem.
I get it. What are you saying? I think that's the gap of infrastructure.
Snowball.
Yes,
Yes,
this effect.
we don't have adequate infrastructure to connect to access devices. We saw this happen in the pandemic in public schools. To continue the class is so difficult for teachers and students. Yeah. And about to you, Paulo.
I think that one challenge is mainly on schools. The the when you look at public schools, most of the students don't have so much access to technology at home. So interact with that that new type of education can be too difficult to them. So it's a difficult process of implement, but can be a great benefit to them. But sure is a difficult process.
Yeah, it's difficult. About you, Vito?
I think the in high school, and primary school, the kids were born in technology, so it's difficult to teachers to keep them focus on the class, because when you see the kids are just swiping the Instagram and other social medias, it can help, but they are not trained to focus on the classes. It's hard to them to look to a cell phone and not swiping the Instagram, for example. I
Yes,
think
yes,
this is a
yes.
big challenge.
We need to do the limitations with the students.
It's hard for us to work this way, to watch your cell phone and not wipe in the Instagram and watch the
Yes,
notifications
difficult,
and everything
difficult.
else.
How about you, Jefferson?
I think I will talk by 1 hour.
He's teacher. He's teacher.
Okay. No, I'm a professional, not a teacher.
A
From
professional, a
university,
professional.
teacher from high
professional.
school. Okay, the professional.
Yeah.
No problem. But I think the first one, as you said, about infrastructure and access. We saw this in pandemic situation. It's terrible, especially for poor communities. It's terrible. No internet. How can you study without this kind of the lack of infrastructure and access? It's terrible. And the second one, as you said, about the training and professional development, it's not so easy to be a professor today. We see a lot of guys just looking for TikTok and Instagram. For me, in Portuguese, Instagram. It's estragando todo mundo. I don't like Instagram. And so on. So it's terrible. And now you have the chat GPT. It's terrible because the guys can think about the problems. Only shortcuts. The life shortcuts is the best way. Just to copy and paste. He can develop the thoughts. So it's terrible. And I think the other important thing is the cost. It's very expensive for most of the students today. If you think about educational technology, it costs too much. It's not so easy about to buy new computers and so on. And it's not so easy. And just to finish, we must think about privacy and security too. It's not so easy to tackle with this today. A lot of students, most of students and companies, manage data and so on. Especially fake news and so on. Terrible.
Yes, Jefferson, but I have experience. I was working in a project in a public school, as a primary school here in Recife. And I was talking about with teachers, and some teachers said to me, because I'm working a project to platform communication for children with autism. And I'm working with like UX designer to design these new resources, a game editor. And I was talking about with this teacher, have more 1,000 students. And the teacher said to me, so difficult for me to follow technology with students. You know, the teachers have difficult to learn the new technology, to follow this technology, to keep up to date with this. And the city hall and the schools needed to offer training to keep up to date these teachers, you know, because these students know a lot about technology, and these teachers it's not easy to keep up to date, to follow the same technology of the students. And it's how can I say, testimonials the teachers with me when I was in the city hall. Yes, it's difficult. I think the professional learning, the training is difficult. It's difficult because the school investing in devices for the students, but to use the devices, you know, the technology, the software, the teachers have so difficult. Yes. And Nayara?
Yeah, I just would like to say that I don't think Instagram and TikTok are totally bad. It depends how you use it. Like everything on the internet, you know, you need to know how to use. And but of course, for children, it's difficult because there is a lot of information on internet. So I don't agree with giving a laptop or cell phone for children to study. I believe that others learning alternatives, but because I think it's because the internet makes learning very easy, and this is dangerous when we talk about these kids, and they are not yet ready to deal with limits. So I think internet's it's not good for these kids. And even I think was the Victor said about us adults, and even for adults like me, it's hard to have this control. And sometimes I'm here studying, and suddenly I see my Instagram and unnecessary videos. So what I did is leave in my Instagram only people who will help me with my learning on my Instagram and my TikTok, like teachers and these things. So the all the time that I open my Instagram and my TikTok, just have the things on in English, so I can learn with these tips and these things, you know. And yeah, I learned how can I use the internet for my improvement and my study and these things. But I think it's dangerous for kids, but for us, you know, we are adults, and we have to know how to use the internet for good things.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think 2 years ago, I was a little addicted to social media and delete my account, delete my the app, and after, okay, I consider only to use it to see some things that I need to consider for me is good, is important, knowledge, and okay, get out, because you know, because the guys working to because the Instagram, the social media want work with the what you needed to be addicted, you know, like an industry to create sweeter candies. Need to be addicted to eat more, to eat more, to eat more and more. Like a sugar. I think social media is like a sugar. More consumer, more seeing, more addicted. Yeah.
It's like the old news. Tell me more, tell me more, tell me more.
Yes, difficult. So guys, let me see. And let's move on for the 5 questions. What is it? Let me see. Vito, read something? Nayara reads? No reading, Nayara, yet? What do people want to read? Can you read the 5 questions?
That's the 3?
5. You can move on to other. You can move on to other.
How can virtual reality can be used to I don't know how I can pronounce this word.
Enhance
students' learn experience.
Yes, para mejorar.
Okay.
To enhance.
I never seen nothing about virtual reality. I don't know. Maybe Jefferson can talk more about this topic.
Okay, nice. Jefferson, can you talk?
The ball is with me. I will kick the ball. I make a score now.
Okay.
Virtual reality, it's so so good, so nice.
Yeah.
Especially if you learn something that you think for the third dimension. For example, you're going to study about the stars, about the sky, something like this. It's so nice. You can see the skies, you can compare the planet and a lot of things like this. So it's amazing. And I have a very good experience now in Toronto about virtual reality.
Yeah? Nice.
Yeah, I was in a platform with virtual reality that from Toronto, I was walking by the beaches in Rio de Janeiro and talk with the guys in Portuguese and looking some guys to talk in English and Spanish. It's
Nice.
so amazing. You can imagine, you talk with the guys, you walk and come on, buenos dias, como está? Hello, what's up? And so on. So it's so amazing. So amazing. You can walk and by streets. You can go to a store and buy something and put on the press, so on. And it's amazing. Something, I think it's the new reality. And about gamification, it's very interesting. We using this not here in Goiânia, in Goiás, but in experience that I saw too in Toronto again, about gamification. You can work with financial. You put money, you save investment money, so different kind of money you can do by this reality. It's so amazing. As you imagine, in a stock exchange, na bolsa de valores, in a stock exchange, and you are, yes, I put my money in Vale, in Banco do Brasil, in Itaú, and so on. It's so amazing.
Yeah. Oh, so amazing experience that you had in Toronto. Nice. Yes. I would like, I never had an experience of virtual reality, but I think and imagine that it's so easy. For me, for example, in the high school, the history class, for me, is so difficult because when the teacher talking about some subject in the history, I was imagining the things, and if I can the possibility to deep in the virtual reality to see the things happen, I think it's more easy to understand the history, biology, history, biology. I think the class is so interesting. The students so easy to understand the subject. Have more interesting for the students. Yes, I think that. And about you, Rafaela, what do you think about? Do you have some experience?
No, I didn't this experience, but I would like to
Me too.
live this, I don't know, this experience, yes, because last weekend I was in a startup day, how can I say, promovido, improve?
Promoted.
Promoted. Yes, thank
by
you.
Sebrae. Yes, promoting by Sebrae, and knowing talker calls Arthur Igreja. I don't know you know, but he's talk about artificial intelligence, and he say it's not just virtual what?
Reality.
Yes, but when we talk about virtual, and he says something interesting, because the presential, the real, needs to virtual, and virtual too needs to presential. It's two sides that are codependent. It's not just a virtual and not just a real. They need one the real needs to virtual nowadays, and virtual needs to the real world. They need themselves, and I think is an interesting point, because we sometimes we can think about virtual will dominate and run the world, but it's not. Is the virtual have limits, and then real have limits too.
Yes, nice. And about you, Vito?
I agree with Jefferson again. So the 3D is I think it's the most beautiful part of virtual reality. I hadn't experienced this yet, but I saw a mechanical engineering class, and they were manipulating 3D objects, and it's amazing because once I was graduating in civil engineering, and my teacher, as I say, drawings is a teacher that he make teaching us how to draw, and he was a mechanical engineer. And he talk about these pieces, and I couldn't see how that happens. And I saw this class. It was very clarifying, because in this class you can see it manipulate the objects in 3D. You can do this in Revit and AutoCAD, but it's very different.
Yes, so nice experience. And about you, Paulo? Do you have some experience?
I never had any experience with virtual reality, but like we do here, be immersed in anything can help yourself to learn something. So that kind of technology, in my concept, it's a good investment to teach something topic norm that kind of thing that visualize is most understandable to theoric.
Yeah. Thank you. Guys, I do feel free to choose the questions. We did 1, 2, 3, 5, and we have another question. If you saw some question that you would like to talk, that you think it is interesting, feel free, choose someone, and okay, I want to start this question. Let's change the dynamic. I think it's good. So feel free. Anybody can change one question here that feels interesting. Okay, I raise your hand. Okay, I want to talk. Okay.
Me. I like the 10 questions. It's because
10?
I really love these questions, but I feel limited by my English to talk about what I am studying
No
every day
problem.
in this final paper.
No problem. Read the questions and feel free to talk and you.
But okay, 10. What are the challenges and opportunities of hybrid education combining face-to-face and online classes? I think this question is really interesting, because I am studying about youth people, not kids, but young people, students. There are between 14 or 15 to 80 years or 19 years old in high school. And I don't have an opinion about kids, but about young people. I I have an opinion that I before I started my final paper, I was looking for people that are just not graduated, but people that are reference in the area to to me for me know if it's thing of my head or another people most prepared just talk about these things and these tests. I don't know, but I after my some or a lot of researches, I discovered that a lot of people, important people, with Renee, uh, talk about hybrid education in the high school. And it's a thing very, very interesting because the same way that some people say about home office is, oh my God, why I have to wake up and go to the office to open a notebook that I can open in my house. If we start by this point about the necessity of the things, we can get this discuss and think about what happens in high school, because if we some point that I think is not it's not a distance time to get notebooks and tablets to education in general, and the students can think same this as the same that we think about remote work. Oh my God, why I have to go to school to open my notebook that I can open in my home? So this way of thinking is about is more about, okay, I go to school because I really need to go to school because in there I will see debates, I will see experience, I will see things that I can't see at home. But the things that students can see at home is not a problem to offer tools and methodology to his do at home if he want and if he can too. But the students will know that they are go to school because they really need, because in the school they will face or see things different that he can see at home. I think it's this way of think.
Yes. Hybrid education offer flexibility, in terms of time, location, paths of learning. Student can access online materials, but I think it's good to engage, to be face to face sometimes with your peers. I think it's so nice, like for example, I participate online events, technology events. All the time is only online. I think so boring. I think the hybrid for me is good. Like remote work is good, but I like to hybrid education. Yes, yes. In the class, I like to online class to do some things. But I like to hybrid education. But the challenge is that I think the gap is that, I like to engage, to see the people, to talk more. I think it's different experience online and the talk, for me, Karina. And about you guys, Jefferson, what do you think? Feel free to talk. I want to talk.
Yeah. I really agree with that. I have online classes and face-to-face. As a professor of graduation, we have a graduation course here. And the classes are 15 days. One day it's online and the other is It's face to face. It's terrible online. It's terrible online.
Terrible?
Even post-graduation course, it's terrible. It's terrible because I think that the Brazilian, my students, even guys with high level of knowledge, they're not prepared for online, unfortunately. Because what my strategy, I'm giving the class and so on, and I ask something. Rafaela, can you talk about this? Where is Rafaela? I don't know where is Rafaela. But Rafaela is there. I can't. Victor, can you answer this question? Where is Victor? And then we see by the chat, oh, I was in the bathroom, I was somewhere. Oh my gosh. This is, I think they can pay attention for the class. And online, face-to-face is better as you talk. You can see the guy, you can hug the guy, you can embrace, sometimes you can kiss the guy.
Yes,
you see eye by eye, you see by the eye, you ask a lot of questions. And I think it's more interactive. Unfortunately, I think the Brazilian students, they are not preparing for online. I have a bad experience, and when I spent 1 hour and a half teaching online classes in pandemic COVID-19. Terrible, terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I feel very prepared to study online. I don't have this problem. I don't like face-to-face. I think I learn so much more in here in my house and studying with TALKNTALK and my private teacher in Google Meets and these things in Zoom. Then the study in presential, and I don't know. For me, it's better to be here. But I know that most are the younger people are not prepared, but for me it's perfect. And like I said, I think it all depends, because the same student that is in the classes face to face, if he doesn't want to study, it's the same thing, you know. It doesn't matter if you have a virtual classes or in face to face, because if you don't want to learn, you don't will learn. It's just that, you know.
It's dependent of the profile. It's dependent of the profile. The people learning with online, the other people prefer face to face. I like hybrid. I like remote, but the remote sometimes for me is kind of boring. You know, I think because of a pandemic, all the things that we want to do is online gym, online eat, all the things online. Work online, study online, to see the family online. I think that's things that's so boring. But it depends. It depends of the people. It depends of profile. I have experienced it, like Jefferson said, for younger. It's difficult for me. I think it was 15 years old, from 15 to 18. So difficult. Well, hey guys, can you understand? All the people not saying nothing. Hey people, Nayara, are you here?
Yes.
And the people not nothing. Hey, and other colleagues said, think like that you were in the class with spirity. Hey, are you here? So difficult. Okay, guys. Vito, how about you? What do you think?
I think that we should stop being attached to the old model that everyone should do the same thing. We have different realities in this big country. Like my mama used to say that she walk 15 miles and cross 2 rivers with no shoes to go to the school. And it's interesting because she couldn't reach the school so easy as we do, because we have bus, we have car, we have everything else. And she used, like now, there is people that have to walk miles and kilometers to reach the school. So, but we are attached to this model that we must go to school, sit down in the chair and study there. I think it's not about the hybrid or the online or presential. It's more about the necessity for these individuals, because there is too many realities in Brazil and other countries and everything else.
I agree too. Yeah. And about you, Paulo?
I agreed with Nayara, because I have some attention problems. So you can say, but at home you have more distractions. But no, because I put on my headphones and do what I need to do. At the presential face-to-face classes, they're speaking, or other persons speaking, their street sounds, and many sounds and things happening at the same time that I can control. So my attention is spread for all these things. So at home,
I totally agreed with you, Paulo. I have the same problem.
yeah, at home with my phone, I can just do what I need to do. So I am a remote preference.
Yes. So guys, for me, I think that the new generation today is so nice because, I can choose. You have choose hybrid, remote, or face-to-face. We have 3 options for 3 profiles, necessities. Yes, I think today is more easy compare 20, 30 years ago. I think we have more options. So nice, these options for different profiles and necessities. Yes. So guys, I think that we finished our immersion today. So I like so much to be here with you. Welcome for everyone. In the chat, I put in the survey if you can fill the form, and I like it, I have suggestions. Every Friday I'm here talking about tech talk, okay? And let's connect it on my LinkedIn. I will share with you guys. I saw some guys here have a transition in technology. If you wanted to talk with me, I can help you guys. I participate in the community, tech community. I'm an ambassador, I'm a volunteer, and we can connect it, talk about your transition. I can help something, okay? So guys, thank you very much. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye. Jefferson,
Bye-bye, take
happy
care.
to see you.
Take care.